I'm going to make a junk journal. I need to make it and be finish it like tomorrow, okay? I need to be finished it by tomorrow because I have another something that I need to work on. So I'm going to start this. I'm going to make it 3 or 4 signatures. 3 or 4. I already got my papers out. You see, I got to get this done. And now my thing want to be falling and sliding and all of that. Okay, keep still. Thank you. All right, so now let's move this up here. Okay, we got these cords and things. That's a problem. So we have all these things. We're going to open up this cracker box. It's quite shiny. Uh-oh. We tore that, so maybe that's the wrong side. Let's see. Let's look inside. It's on this side. That's why. Okay. And this is a glossy box. I don't like these glossy ones too much, but we're using the boxes that we have. This is not tearing right. This is like separating the glossy paper from the cardboard. So we might have to do some reinforcing of something. Okay. We don't know yet. Okay. Let us get our ruler and our knife. And let us start to take off all of these pieces around the edges of this here box. Okay. So we're going to start just now and get all of this going. I know I made some already, but I didn't want to use one of them. I wanted to do the whole thing from start to finish. Maybe somebody's going to be watching who hasn't watched my videos before, and they want to see how this goes. So I'm just going to do the whole thing right here, right now. Okay? We'll take all these edges off and save them to the side because you may need to use them to reinforce something somewhere. And you might want to use them also to make a bookmark, which I also want to make for this project that I'm working on. Hello there. How y'all doing? My name is Joanne, and I am making a junk journal from scratch, okay? From an empty cardboard box that used to be graham crackers. I already tore this a little bit while I was getting things underway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce this just a wee bit, I think. What are we doing? We're making a junk journal. A junk journal. Okay? So much like a regular book that people use to put pictures in, old papers, and all kinds of fun things like that. So I'm going to be making one here. I'm reinforcing this. I don't want to use this because this is glossy and it's going to be a problem. So maybe I can use a piece of this that came off the top where you will fold it, or off the bottom. So I'm going to try to separate the glossy paper off of this piece like that real easily. Okay. And then it will make it stick better with this paper like this. Okay. So we're just going to put that down. We might need to trim it a little bit because it's right on these little ridges. And so we will just take a little teeny edge off of here so that it can set flush inside of the spine. And take a little piece off over here too. Okay. And we're going to do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Get it going. Okay. Wait. All right. So we got those little pieces off, which should make it better. We just have to add a little more glue to it now because I only put a little bit because I also have to sew through the spine. So we need to make sure that we have enough glue. Let's take this off for a second because it'll be in my way most of the night. Good, so that sits in there good, like that. And then I will see if I can find another piece that's not going to work. This one is too, maybe this piece. Let's see, because I already want to take a piece off. I got it too short. So we got to chip away at it until we get it almost to the desired height. That looks pretty good. So now this, I have to try and see if I can peel this one too. It's a little bit thinner, but it's okay. It can work. Let's just add a little bit more glue here. Put it all up against this so we can lock down. I don't want to put that piece on, just this piece, so that it don't. Oh, you forgot to trim. I did forget to trim because I'm trying to do it quickly. And I forgot that I trimmed. And I'm still going to need to trim. Let's go this way. This piece is a little thinner. It's not as heavy as this one, but it's okay. It's still reinforcing. And that's what we needed to do. Okay, and then we're going to flip it over and trim this piece off because we don't need that. And so we have that. And then we're going to cover these pieces here because we don't want that to be right here like this. So this is kind of glossy, as I said, and I'm going to, I got my books here, everything's in the way. I'm using a soft sanding block to take some of this gloss off of this box. It's pretty shiny. But you want whatever you're going to put on here, whether it's paper or whether it's fabric, to adhere. And you don't want to put fabric right on here unless it's heavy, like denim or some type of canvas type of fabric, because otherwise it's going to show this picture and this text through the fabric once you glue it down. So take some of this sheen off. It also helps with adhesion. Okay? And don't forget to do the spine. We need everything to stick. Okay, so now that's that for right now. Look at that. Okay, now what am I going to use? My wipes are not right here. I didn't bring them in here. Let's see. Oh, but I got some right here. Oh, but I did. I have a pack right here. I have a pack right here. Okay, so look at that. Got some of that color off of there. And I'm going to close this back up so it can stay good. And we're going to wipe our board off and come right back. Wipe this off. All that sanding be right here and get all on the papers and everywhere, and it won't be cool. Get all that together for ourselves. I'm even going to wipe this a little bit so the dust don't come off of it too bad in case I need to use it again. And then don't mess up my project right now, okay? Just a little light brushing. Get all of that together. Okay? and then chuck that and use a dry paper towel and wipe all this off. And now we're back to this, okay? All right, so now we have this. Where's my paper towel right here? Let's wipe it. Okay, now I'm going to put some glue on here. I'm not going to use this glue. I'm going to use my glue stick. And the glue stick, and then I'm going to add paper to this because I want it to cover. Where's my glue bag? Hold on. So we get sticky on our mat. We don't want to do that either. So we put this on here, glue it down nicely, give it a nice little rub, and then we're going to take just a piece of paper, just regular copy paper, and this is like a manila cover, manila color, cover. Okay, tongue twister. All right, let's see. This looks like it's laying on my spine, so I have to reapply that because we don't want it to lay on the spine. We're going to put some on there, but we got to put this on here the right way, okay? And then we have that, okay? And then I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do the other side. I ain't too worried about the paper. Like, can't you cut that and put that over there? You probably can, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I still can use that paper somewhere else later. If not in this project, in something else. So it won't be wasted. It'll be okay. So let's get one more sheet and do the same thing. To put that on here. All right, and it's grabbing pretty fast because I sanded it, so it's okay. And this didn't cover that piece and didn't cover on the other side either, but it's still gonna be fine. Okay, and now we're gonna cut this off like this, right up against it. So how y'all doing today? Hope you had a good day. I had a really good day today. I mean, school can be rough sometimes, but it was a pretty good day. Let's do this way, because otherwise I'm going to have to turn it upside down, and I can't cut it. So we're going to do it like this, so I won't waste a lot of the paper, okay? And then if it's not close enough, I can still retrim it, all right? Because we're still going to cover this paper up. You can cover it with fabric at this point, or you can just leave it like this and do something if you want to put like another type of paper over top of it. So I'm just going to kind of fold this in so I can see a little bit right there and right there. And I'm just going to cut that little fold on the outside of the fold. And if it fits good on there, good. And if not, we'll trim it. Okay? And so remove these little pieces and put them off to the side over here, because we won't need to add any to the inside. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to cover this. So I'm just going to take a nice little thin slither off of here. And one side will be a little bit wider because that's the way I cut it already. And that's good enough to mask the blue and all of the cracker and all of that stuff. So all we're trying to do is mask that. Okay. And then I'm going to put this in here like so. You don't want to be covering up your whole seam of your spine because you still needed to do this. Okay? Still needed to do that. Hello there, how y'all doing? And then we will trim this off. Now we have the outside covered, and this inside we're going to cover with fabric. Now I brought two pieces over. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I want to use this one, I think. So I wanted to make sure it was going to be enough, and it will be. The other fabric I had was this. Looks like bricks. So I'm going to determine in a minute, but I really think I'm going to be using this one. Okay, so now we have that. We're going to move that to the side for a second. And we are going to put some paper on here. Okay? So the paper I'm going to use now is going to be craft paper, which is just some paper that you get with your Amazon packaging or something like that. Looks like this. Okay, that's it. I need a bigger piece than that because it won't cover the whole book. So let's get a long piece and tear it about right here. And then we can take this back and put it back in our little bag. And then we have all of this. And this one is long enough. All right, it's plenty long. So we're just going to measure it. We're going to measure it. Nice little piece from one end to the other end of our book. And I want it to be hanging over. So I'm going to tear it about right here. Okay. And then I'm going to ball it all up. And ball it all up. Ball it that way. Ball it this way. But you got to ball it carefully because you don't want to tear it. So ball it all up. And then reball it. Okay. And this process helps you to create a book cover like this that is going to look like it's leather in a minute. You might not see the full thing right away, but it will be looking like a piece of leather. They call it faux leather. Okay? And so you ball this up. You got ink to paper and everything. All right, it's looking pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to move this. And then I'm going to ink this paper up with this dauber. Not that one is black. And this ink. And we're going to get our little spray bottle. I'm going to spray this. I really need to put some ink on this. But let's see how that's going to happen. Maybe it'll be enough. Okay, maybe it'll be enough. And we're going to get a nice little saturation of this oil on here. Not the oil, but this ink. Okay. And then we're going to put this on here. And then we're going to keep on doing that until we get it nice and messy. Nice and messy. And we might use another shade, like some black, and then maybe the reddish brown color that I have as well of ink. And we're going to add all of these to it. Okay. And then we put all of this on here. All right. It's a little process, but you can get through it if you want to, do this. You can get through it. And just, it takes something. It's not, just like one type of thing, do it and it's done. No, you got to work at it. And put this on here. Age the paper so it looks old and all of that kind of thing. And then it'll look nice once it's all put together. And I keep telling myself, put some ink on here. Let me reach that ink because I need to add it. Let me see. Where is it? I did not take it out. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, let me just get the ink bucket because it's not showing itself to me. And maybe y'all can help me find it. Oh, now that I said let the people help you want to show up. But this is what I'm looking for right here. And I'm going to get that brownish red. That's this one. But there is another one that I have that is right here. That's the one. Okay, so we're going to get this one. And I got to look at this and make sure the ink don't open up because sometimes when you move it all around, it be a problem. Let's see. The whole phone, because all these cords are in the way, child. I can't keep these cords out of my way. All right? I got to keep these cords out of my way. But they're not. What I need to do is put a clip on them, but I can't. Okay, so let's move this. And let's move this. And let's add some of this ink to this pad. So I bought this ink from Temu. So it's not like, what you call it. See how this settling over here? I don't even know what that's about. But we still going to use it. It's not like Tim Holtz, but it's some type of Tim Holtz type ink. Okay, so I'm shaking it up. It was like, I don't know, looked like it was black, but now it's looking like that pad. So you got to give it a little shake and make sure you get whatever the water base was or whatever, the alcohol, the oil, all those things that they use to make it. Mix it up real good. And then they said just put 4 drops on there. I think they said 3, but I always put 4. 1, it's not coming out. Okay, there it is. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's get one for good measure. I always put 4. They said 3, but I always put 4. And this time I put 5. Okay, because it wasn't coming out over here. It's just foam. I know it looked like it was coming out, but it was just foam. Okay, so now that's how you refill your ink. And it would be that way, I imagine, with Tim Holtz ink pad as well. Okay, still thinking about buying them, but we ain't got there yet. Okay, so now this is looking like some kind of mocha or whatever now. All right, but we're going to just use this. See, it's changed this whole pad. We're just going to keep on using it. Put it right in here. Rub it on this page nicely. Nicely. Get in there. come on down here because we got to make sure that we get it and cover the whole sides. That would be top and bottom of the journal. The edges where you fold it on the sides of the journal are not that important because we're going to use some fabric, but I want to make sure it covers the bottom real good. Okay, so, and whatever we don't need, we will tear off, and that will be that. We'll use it in another project because we don't throw anything away. Oh, no, no, no. You don't throw it away. So, this piece is a long-winded type of thing, but you have to, you know, show people how you did what you did. And, you know, next time maybe you do it off screen and then you just tell them, you know, that I made a piece of faux leather for this. And that's it. If you want to see how that happens, then check this video out. And then that's how you do that. But sometimes, for newbies like myself, you need to get in here and show somebody something. All right, that looks like I might have enough of this brown. I don't know yet, but I'm going in with this black now. And I might use that brown in a second to add some of that right there. This pad that I just brought out. Okay. All right, and so then you rub this on here, makes it, I don't want to really get any more black ink because I don't want it to be too dark with black. But it's a lot of oily ink. See that in this black one? So just rubbing it kind of soft. When you rub it hard, get those great streaks like that. We're going to put some in here so it can stay, you know, kind of uniform. Look like that's what we wanted it to look like. Okay, like that. All right, it's getting grungy, right? Okay, it's getting grungy. And then now I think I might add a little bit of that reddish color. I should be using another dauber. Let me see. I should be, but that's okay. I'm going to use the same one because this process tonight is just long-winded. Oh, this is so wet now. Oh, this is so wet. All right, I gotta be easy with how I put this one because I saw that it was really on there. Okay, so just put some in some of the spots and everything. And then it should be okay to go ahead and apply it to our book. In a second. I'm just going to go over this like around the corners out here. Around these edges like this. Almost triangular, kinda. And put this in here. And now here. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So now, I'm going to leave that like that. And then I'm going to move my glue paper for a second. And I'm going to get this spritz bottle. It's just water. And I'm just going to spray gently like that. Just gently. About 3, 4, 5 sprays. Now the paper is moist. Ball it up again, but slow. Okay? Because you want the wrinkles to be in there real good. Okay? Then peel it apart slowly because we don't want to tear. And being moist, it might tear real quick without your warning. You got no kind of warning or understanding. And it's a big hole and a big rip. Okay, it looks pretty good. Let's just go ahead and ball it up one more time. One more time. So this is putting the ink, the oil from the ink in it real good. That's what it's doing with the moisture. Take it apart slowly. There's a little teeny tear right there, but that's going to survive. It's going to be fine. Okay. All right, so that looks pretty good. Looks like a piece of leather, right? Maybe somebody don't see it yet, but it's okay. That's what it looks like. All right, and then we have that, and we're ready to put it on our book cover. But first, I want to clean my hands again because I don't want it to be all over the place. There's my little flap. It's not on here. It's right here. Okay. It's right here. All right. And then I'm going to clean some of this off of my hands before we put it on the book cover. See? It's coming off here. And then got all of that. And now I'm going to wipe this again. These scissors. And, all right, and then we're going to get another paper towel and wipe our hands dry and wipe our board, which we don't even really need our board right now anyway. Not right now. Let's move this for a second. And we can just go with the tabletop. Make sure none of that green dust on here. This blue, but it's been scraped. So here's our book back. It's curling up because it had glue on it and it's drying. But then we're going to put this on here like this. Okay? But we need to use some glue that's going to hold it. And this is the same glue that's in my small bottle right here. It's the same glue, which is a mix of white PVA glue and clear fabric glue, clear fabric glue, and then some Titebond all-purpose glue. So I have 3 different kinds, and I use this dispenser to fill up this bottle. Okay, and we're just going to put this on here nicely in a good amount because we want it to adhere. And you got to make sure you kind of cover it good and everything. Get your corners very well. And then there's some on my table. I should be gluing on my bag, right? I should be. Let's move it. I see it on my table. Okay, and let's get my bag because that's why we use a brown paper bag to glue on like this. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on here. Get all the way up the tops. And all the way around the edge. Okay. And after we get a nice good amount on there, we're going to rub it with our finger. Okay, close that up. All right, and then we're going to rub this like this. Oh, we got a piece of hair. I want it to be on there. I can't see it on my hand, but I see you. Okay, and then make sure we get the spine, and then this side. It's a little piece of paper flipping up right here, so you can put some on there and flip that right back down, and we have that. Okay, then we're going to take this and we're going to spread this out at the corners so that it's as wide as it can be on the corners. And then we're going to set it right down on top like this. Don't stretch it out, just set it down nicely. Okay, like that. Don't stretch it out. You don't need to stretch it. If you stretch it out, it can be good, but it might tear the paper, and you don't want to tear the paper. You want it to feel just like this, all wrinkly and crinkly and like that, okay? Then we're going to turn this over like that. And this is how much we've covered, okay? And all the rest of it we won't be needing, but we're going to take it off easily so that it'll wrap over, and then when we do the inside, it'll be nice, okay? All right, and then you want to take this and fold it because you need it to function like a book, and take this side and fold it, okay? Don't do too much, and I'm sorry if the camera is shaking, but you see what I'm doing. I'm trying to press. And then we have a functioning spine to our book, and we have this, okay? But you want to keep doing this because you don't want the glue to dry without it adhering to that paper where it's flexible, okay? So we're going this way. And then we are ready to tear a little bit off real easily. Don't tear too much. You don't want to tear too much. Just tear a little bit at a time, and then you can always tear more, okay? But it's better to be safe, you heard it, than to be sorry, okay? So we get a little bit. Finger is being a ruler for me, helping me and guiding me so that I don't take too much off. Okay, now come this way, stretch that out, hold it like so, and then take this piece off. I have several people watching. How y'all doing? I appreciate your support. And then we're going to go over and we're going to tear this part like this. Okay. I'm making this book as a gift for someone, and I need it to be finished by tomorrow. So I'm going to do as much as I can tonight, which is why I prepped my signatures before I got on, okay? And then this one is kind of a little wider. It don't really matter, I suppose. And then we have this, and then we will fold these inside like this, okay? So I don't need this one. I can use this one for this part. And so I'm going to just glue this corner like this and smear it. And then I'm going to put this paper down like that. Wait. And pull it, but don't pull it too tight because you don't want it to tear on the corner, okay? And then do this way. And do the same thing with this corner. Don't pull it too much because you don't want it to pop through, okay? And the white be peeking out at you. All right. And then this one. All right. And then we're going this way. And I'm going to put a little piece on here. And then I'm just going to come across here like this. And a little piece on this corner. And just come across 2 times because I have this little thin nozzle that is helping the glue to spread thinly. And then don't rub this too far, like tight, but just bend it over, press it down like that. Okay? If you don't have enough when you tore it off, it's okay, it's fine. The idea is to cover the edges of the book. That's the idea. Don't do it too fast so that the paper, rips up there, because you won't be happy if that happens. Okay, so we're just going across here the same way. And come on down, get it on the corner of that paper that we folded, and then I'm using that nozzle to go ahead and stretch that to the edge, and then just fold it till you feel the edge of the book and push the rest of it right up there with it. There you go. Press it down. Push and press. Okay? All right, and that's that. And then we do this side. Let me fold and make sure this stays compliant, okay? Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to comply. I'm putting this on here. I might not need it, but I'm just making sure that when I come across, if there's any extra paper all bulky, I can fold it down and it will play nice with the other paper, okay? So this one, I'm going to put that down too far because there's a lot and I don't want all of it. So we're going to put this and press it and press that, okay? And then I'm going to take some of this off because I don't need it. Because when you put all this extra inside like that, it's going to be puffy and bulky underneath the fabric when we put that in, okay? So that's why I took that off. This little thin piece is enough. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing over here, and then the cover will be all done. The only other thing I will do to the cover is to put some Mod Podge on it, but I'm not going to do that until after I sew my signatures in. Is that the right way to do that? I don't really know, but that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to put my signatures in, then I'm going to Mod Podge it and let it sit flat, open face overnight, and then I will put some weight on it and close it, and it should be fine. And it should be fine. I guess ideally you might want to do it to Mod Podge it first, but I don't think so because in my mind it's going to be hard and cracking. So maybe I'm doing it the right way. Okay? But that's the way I'm going to do it. And then we're going to put this on here so that don't drop and get unusable and everything. Be all unfriendly. Okay? While we're trying to work on it. All right, so now we have that. And this is what our book looks like already. Okay? And when you Mod Podge it, it's going to be glossy. And it's going to look nice, like leather. Okay? And even though this looks like it's kind of reddish or whatever, I have this. I don't think I want that. I think I'm going to use this one. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this one. All right. Now, this is the fabric strip that you don't have to keep because, let me get my fabric scissors. Hold on, hold on. I got so many books up here. Hold on, y'all. I got to move this for a second so I can get my fabric scissors. Okay. All of my books for all of my projects that I be working in. Different things. Okay. Now, this is, from the whole skein of fabric or whatever. And you don't have to have this. So we're going to take this piece off. Like so. I might use those numbers though, because they too cool, right? And I might use them. I don't know if in this thing I might, but I don't know. So we got that off because we don't have to have that. And then we're going to measure this piece. We're going to measure this. I'm going to keep this top piece, I think. Wonder if I want to turn it this way. You got to decide which side you want to be your top of your book and the bottom of your book. So I'm thinking this is going to be top. I'm just going to put a little teeny T on here. A little teeny T with a black pen or something right here. So I can know. And it's okay. We'll cover it up later with some black ink. And so this is my top. And put it on here too. All right. And then you know where you are with the whole thing. All right. So now, yeah, I'm going to use it this way. Because then it gives me all of the color without the cream. Like that. And put that on. This got a little thingy on it. This got a little thingy on it. We're going to cut that off because we don't want that little thingy. Okay? It looks like it's not all the way. It's just some imperfected cut. But we're just going to go in the middle and come across. And we're just going to have the very top of the green. Because I don't want that white piece on there. Hopefully, yeah, it should be okay like that. I was hoping I wasn't cutting it too far and it was, going to be all uneven and wonky. And then I would have to cut the whole green off. I don't want to do that. But you see, we're not measuring. We're just going by sight and everything. All right, so that should be good enough. And then we're going, yeah, that's good. That'll work. And then we're going to do this. We're going to put that there. And then we're going to come over here. And we got to leave enough fabric so that it can fold with the folds of the book. And we're going to come to about right, let me see, wait. Let's go over a little bit more right there. And then stretch that out a little bit. And I'm going to cut it right here. Right here. Okay, so now I have that. And I'm going to cut it straight up. Just like this. Carefully. And that should be okay. And then we will have to trim some at the bottom. That's pretty good right there. Okay, let's get something to hold this in place right there. And this one right here. And then we can keep that as straight as we can so that we can cut it. All right, let me get one more. Put that one on there. And then I'm going to cut this one. I wanted to keep that yellow, but it don't work. So we're going to cut right here to take the yellow off. Or the gold. Mustard color. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Get this off. We'll use this piece for something else another day. Okay. And that's pretty okay. And then we'll put that. Okay. So I'm going to glue one side down with the same glue bottle here. Let's put it right before the spine. and right on top of here, what is this? Go somewhere and come down here and across here, and then we're going to do the little smudging to make sure it's not too thick and wet. This is some fabric, and then smudge that side so it don't seep all the way through. Okay, and then we're going to lay that back down and bring this one over to here like that, and then that piece is there. And we can take this off and we'll do the side. Okay, put this around here and down here and across here, and then a little bit in here, and then we will do the little smudging and get that all together here and smudge up and across. Okay, and then we'll lay this back down over there like that. Okay, and now we got that. Okay, and then we can go over, see it seeping through, but it's going to be fine. And then we got to do this. Okay, I'm not a professional. I just know how to do it a little bit, and it's been working out. I just had to take my time and focus. Okay? So if you know how to do it, good job. And if you don't, you can learn. You just have to look at some good videos and take your time and focus. Okay? Give it a go. It's only paper. It's not going to kill you if you get it wrong or if you mess it up. It's not the end of the world. We use the cracker box. You can use a pasta box. You can use a cereal box. You can use whatever kind of box you want to use. And get some glue and get a paper bag or some packaging paper that came from Amazon or whoever, Shein or whatever it comes from. You know, ask your neighbors. They got some trash. And that's all it is. We're just making beautiful things out of trash. And that's it. Okay? This little piece of fabric that I have, I got this probably like 7 to 12 pieces or 7 to 10 pieces at the thrift store in a bundle. And it was probably about, I'm going to say about $7. Just different remnants, and that's it. Okay, so you can't go wrong. It's gonna be okay. Just try it if you want to try it. If you just want to watch it, then good. We're glad to have you. I want you to be here and watch me, hang out with me. We'll be doing all kind of cool stuff over here. Now this one is closer than this one is, but is it the end of the world? It's not. Because who's looking for perfection? I'm not. I'm just looking for a good book and hope that it turns out nicely. So this is our outside. That's my top. This is the inside. Now, that's what we got. Okay? Now, it's okay. It's okay that this is not the same width over here as here. Okay? My big point and purpose is, did I leave enough material play so that I can do this, so that my book can be functional? And I did. So that's all that's important to me right now, okay, is to do that. Now, I didn't get my, my heat gun, but I want to get it because I want to dry this so I can sew in the signatures. So I'm going to grab that right fast because the heat gun will help that dry quickly. And the heat gun looks like this. So that's it. And we're going to turn off the fan that you hear right now and plug up the heat gun and get that going. All right. I got to plug this up over here. Put the extension cord to it so that it can reach all the way over to here. Okay. And we can plug it in. And hopefully it don't click off. So we're just going to apply some heat to it, and then it'll help it to dry faster so that it won't be hard for me to put the signatures in. Because the glue is the reinforced spine, and then this fabric. So basically I just need that spine to be dry so it won't be hard to punch a hole in there 3 times, 3 and 3. So it's 9 holes that I need to get in there. This part can be fine, that can dry overnight, but I need the spine to be good. So that's the piece that I really want to heat and dry. So I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me and everything. This has been, just like, I think the most people that's been hanging out with me that stayed on. Well, usually it'd be like 19, 22, 23, and then it goes all the way down to 1 or 2 or whatever. But I'm declaring that those numbers are changing because I'm always on here. I'm faithful. I'm committed to my channel. I'm waiting for it to grow, and you can't make people give you their time. They got to like what you're doing and want to be here. And so I'm committed to letting that happen organically, because when I learned about how to do YouTube, that's what I learned. I learned, let people go with you on your process and grow organically. Don't try to, sub for sub and all that kind of stuff. They're cracking down on that. So I started in 2021 originally with my children's YouTube channel. And then I came to start this channel, which is, adults, where we just hang out and make glue collage pages and junk journals and paint and all that kind of stuff. Whatever I want to do over here, that's what I do over here. Okay? I know people keep telling me, you need to stick to one thing. You need to stick to one thing. But I got different people that watch my channel for different things. Some people like the journals. Some people like when I do YouTube shorts. Some people like when I paint. Some people like, different things. So I'm not trying to serve everybody. I'm just trying to do what I like to do and what people are watching me do, because that's what they like. They like to see what I'm doing. I'm not trying to serve everybody. Only the people that want to be on my channel. So that's where I'm at. I don't want to do something that I'm not committed to. And if you start trying to niche down, you're just trying to find people looking for a particular niche because you think that niche is growing, then you got to stick to that, because that's what they're coming to you for. And if that's like, I'm doing journals and all they want is journals, and then I start painting, they will go somewhere else and watch somebody else's journal. So I started with YouTube Shorts, and YouTube Shorts meant that I had to, kind of do a little bit of all things, learn how to do some painting and some, what they call it, doodling, when they're doing these little things, creating, like October just started, so it's like Welcome October, and they putting all kinds. I was learning all of that stuff and doing it, and learning how to hand letter and all that kind of stuff. And I can do a little bit of it, but then I started doing these journals and I just fell in love with this paper and doing these journals. I just love this. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But I'm still going to go back to YouTube Shorts, but my channel wasn't growing fast enough with YouTube Shorts. It just wasn't. And it's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work. When I started getting this work prep for tonight, it was like 10 of 6 p.m. and now it's 8:50. It's 8:58 right now. And I didn't even get on until like almost 8 o'clock. It was probably like 10 of 8 when I got on here, because you got all of this stuff to pull together and try and come together with so that you can actually create whatever you're going to create. You got to pull all this stuff out. You got to get this paper. You got to get all this stuff out. Have your thoughts together. Write it down. Some people write a whole list of what it is and what's the measurements and how you do it and all that kind of stuff. And this is not easy work being on YouTube. YouTube takes a lot. It takes a lot. It's like a job. It's like a job, but you got to do it in a way that fulfills you. You can't be just doing this thing because it's like, I don't feel like doing no video today. And when you don't feel like it, when you're getting paid, you got to do it anyway because you're getting paid for it. So that's how that works in the real world of YouTube. And I'm not getting paid for it right now, but I got almost 1,000 videos. Almost 1,000. But I don't care. Sometimes I tell myself, why you keep doing this? You're not even getting paid. But I keep doing it anyway because I love it. And I love that I got people that show up and hang out with me. And, when I'm having vulnerable moments and I'm talking to them and, sometimes I get teary-eyed and, it just be real. And some of my people are faithful and they come and they hang out with me. And I probably got a whole lot more faithful people. I just don't know who they are yet because they still watching me grow, but they still show up. They see an alert come up that says Joanne Howard is going live, and then they show up. And so I'm glad about that. I'm glad. And people push subscribe, and I'm glad about that too. They might not come back every time I post a video, but they do come back. Some people are just viewers. They haven't subscribed yet, but then some people do subscribe, and they only visit you when they want to visit you, and that's okay. But they push the subscribe button because it don't cost nothing, right? It don't cost them nothing to push subscribe. But, you want people who you want to be there, not people, just everybody. Just come on and hang out with me. No. All right, so that's enough of that. So that's where we at with that whole thing right there. We want to make sure that we can get the people that's supposed to be here. All right, let me plug my fan back up because the fan is keeping me cool and it also helps with my work here sometimes when I'm, like I need to dry this paper. We're not going to bed yet. Some people know that my little cat, I got 2 cats, and some people know that my little one, you hear him crying. What are you talking about? I said I'm working right now. I said I'm working. So he's my time clock. Oh, stop scratching me. He's my time clock. He like, what are you doing? It's 9 o'clock because I'm usually in bed between 8 and 8:30. And he like, come on, let's go. It's 9 o'clock. What are you doing? Right. I said I'm working. He don't care if it's the weekend or not. But meanwhile, I'm just trying to get some of these scragglies and things like that that's hanging out. Okay, so now we got our top here, okay? You got to keep up with your top because there's a problem if you sew your signatures in wrong. This is not good. This is pointy, but because it's a wrinkle paper, you can just bend it down. I didn't push it in far enough, but it's okay. Keep up with the top because if you don't know where the top at and you start sewing this thing, oh my God, you be like, I put all them in wrong. So That's why we mark it, so we don't have those problems. Okay, so now, okay, let me reach over here. I used to use the all, and I still might use it from time to time if I need to. That's this pokey tool here. It's called an awl, right? And it's very sharp, and it can hurt you real bad. This glue all over my hands. But I invested in this super contraption here that I found on eBay because I was not going to pay $45 for this. $44.95. I didn't pay that for this, but I only paid $23 for it because somebody had it, didn't need it no more, and they gave it to me. This is called, they didn't give it to me, I bought it from them. This is called the Crocodile 2. The big bite, okay? I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's right there, okay? So I'm going to use this thing to punch holes 3 times here, 3 times in the middle, and 3 times right there. But first, I have to mark them, because if you don't mark them, you won't know where they're at. This is too thin. Let me see. I got all these books up here. Sorry about my arm in the screen. I'm just trying to reach my Sharpie. You see it? It's a Sharpie. Okay, so now you want to go a little bit down. So here is the very top. You want to go a little bit down, and you want to stay within your spine. So somebody, is measuring this, but I'm not measuring this because thank God for Pam at the Paper Outpost. Okay, because that's who I follow and learned how to do this stuff. So now I'm going right here, and I'm going to put one right here. And I'm going to put one in the middle. And then I'm going to put one almost to the edge. Like that. Okay? Can you see? So that's how I do it. Okay? Just like that. That's all you need. You need 3. Okay? And then, if you're only going to do 3 signatures, you need 3. If you're going to do 4, you need 4. But let's determine the width, because I made 4 signatures, but this one was just in case my spine wasn't big enough. I ain't measured none of that. I just cut and made my board, but let's measure because somebody is wondering. Okay, so here's the measuring board here. This is what this mat is for. Not just cutting, but you measure with it. So from the 1 and go up, we at 8.5. That's 8.5 in length. And then in width, we are coming, let's go from this side so I can focus, because I'm not a measuring girl, okay? Not a measuring girl, but let's go, let's see if we can get this thing angled at a way where you can see it, okay? Because I'm not sure. All right. And so we have 6.5. So it's 8.5 by 6.5. That's the size of the book. And the spine. And the spine, I'm going to measure this way because the 1 is here. So that's a 1.5 inch spine. Okay? All right. In case somebody wants to know the measurements. So now I'm going to see, where's my T? It's right there. I'm going to see, can I fit 3 in here? And you got to measure the signatures by keeping in mind that you might want to be making this bulky. And I'm not going to be making it bulky. So I made an extra one just for good measure. And I'm going to need it. So I should have done that before, but I didn't do that before. So now I have to go back and realign my dots, because this is here. So I'm going to come here. That's going to be 1 right at the fold. And then I'm going to make this one here. And I'm going to make it bigger. And we're going to ignore that one. And it won't matter, because when you that's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so then we're going to follow them. When you sew it in, you won't be able to see the spine. All right, I'm using this so that I can focus on where I want to put the next one for the middle. And that's going to be right here. Okay, and then I'm going over here and do the same thing. because if I had did my 4 signatures first, I would have known, but I didn't do it because I was thinking I'm only going to do 3. But this is not for a female, so I don't want it to be bulky because men are not really, like women in terms of, well, what's the point of this? Why'd you put this in here? I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. And so we're not wasting our good stuff on men who don't understand what all the stuff is, Why you got all these papers in here? What is this for? But women know because we're looking at all of that and say, oh, how darling, that is very nice. Oh, that's so pretty. We're doing all of that. But, these men don't, they don't do all of that. So you got to focus. All right, so they're going to get the paper. Okay? All right, so now that's what we got right there. Okay, now, so that one in the middle where I originally made it, it done faded in. And you can't hardly see, but I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 holes, and I'm going to punch that with this. Okay, so now this setter is already set and set to a 1/8. And if you want to set it for a bigger one, it can go to a 3/16. And so the punch is there. Did you see it come out? It's right there. That's a big punch. But I don't want it to be that big. So it's going to be on 1/8, and it's a smaller punch. Do you see it? I'm trying to let y'all see this. That's the small one. Okay? And the big one look like this. Okay, we don't need that because that'll take up 2 spaces. All right, so now I'm just going to go here and I'm going to align this and I'm going to get down low so I can see where it's going to punch, and I'm going to punch it right here. 1. And then let's go over here. And we got that 1, we're getting 2. And we're getting, hold on, 3. And the last one is here. Gotta make sure we're not on our spine. All right, 4. So we got 4 holes right there. We got 1, 2, 3, and it's right here, but 4. We pushed all the little dots through, okay? And we're going to do the same thing in the middle. But I got to look under here. All right, so this is, wait. 1. This thing is a lifesaver because you be digging with that awl, trying to get it all the way through. And it works, but it takes some arm power, muscle power. You got to focus. All right, 3. And hold on. 4. Okay, and then we're going to turn it around and we're going to get the bottom. And that's going to be, hold it, right here. 1, 2, 3, and wait, 4. All right, and we're all done with that. And my son, I made my son one of these journals, and he loved his journal. All right, so we're going to push all these middle pieces in to get that cardboard out of it. So we'll have that problem when we come with our needle. Okay? Can you see? You can see. Okay, so now we don't need any of that, and we're going to focus the top is this way. And then you will take these, okay, and this is kind of, the hard part. This is kind of the hard part. So you got to put this together, and I got to get a big clip out of here because the small ones are too small. All right, and we're gonna put a big clip on here. Hopefully it can grab all 4 of these. All right, let's see. Because this is the hard part, y'all. I need a bigger one than this, but this can hold that. Okay, so we got 2, but we're not going to use all of them. And then we're going to go here, set this inside of the book like that. Determine where you want the papers to be. Do you want the papers? Wait. Hold on. We got to move them around because one of them is not with the rest. It's out a little bit. And that's something you got to focus on because if not, it'll be a problem. So now, do you want these papers to be all the way down here to the end of your book? Or do you want them to live like right there? I want mine to live right there so that they're not all the way out the book. Do you see that? Just a little bit. When you close it, they're in there just like that. Right there, okay? And then, since I want them right there, I'm still holding it in that position. And then I got to go in here and I got to make sure that I mark it. I'm going to use a pencil if I can find one. I see a color blue one. I don't want that. I want a regular. Here it is. All right, and then we're going to go in here and we're going to mark because we want our papers to live here. Okay, so we mark that right there, and that's where it's going to live. So now we got to cut this paper. Okay, we got to cut all of this. It's not easy. Okay, it's not easy, but you can do it. You got to have confidence. Okay, so I'm going to move that over. I'm going to get this board. Okay, I need a small one of these. And then I need to move all of these books, but I ain't moved them. They're right here. They are right here. My scissors are here. Everything's right here. I gotta get my ruler. Okay, and then we're gonna get this. This is not easy stuff. You hear me? It's not. Okay? You want it to be simple, but it's not. And somebody got a guillotine and they can just go cut, chop, and it's over. Right? But we're not doing none of that over here. But we got to use our craft knife. And where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So now we line up the ruler to a line on the mat. Right where we've marked it. And then we go slow. Let's put this blade out a little bit more, lock it back. And then we go slow up against the ruler. And we cut just like that. Hold it and go slow. We're not racing with the blade, so don't go fast. Nice and stiff and firm and slow, because you can't be, I need to be using, I keep on using this, but I bought, let me get this thing, because this is the one I had. And when I'm cutting this paper, I especially should be using this one. But you see, I'm not opened it yet, because I've been using this one forever. But the reason I bought this is because I didn't want to pay $15 for this thing, and I eventually found it a couple weeks ago, maybe like 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, and I ain't opened it yet. I ain't going to pay $15 for this, but this one came in 2 pieces, but it's slippery, where this has cork on the back, and it stays still. So while you're cutting the papers, it can stay still, and you can be safer than this this other ruler that might be moving while you're trying to cut. I don't want that to happen to me or you or nobody. Okay, so all this is off except it's not off at this top. Okay, now it is. So all of that. Okay, so now when we look at our book, I know somebody said, what's all of that? That happens. And then when we look at our book, this will live inside like this. It's right there and right there. Okay, we still have to cut the edge. So we move this over to there and get the other one, which is here. And then you have to determine where you want it to live on the edge. Okay, put it in there nice and flat, up against the spine. And then you have to say, oh, I want this to live. Oh, I want it to live about, maybe about, can you see? Can you see? Maybe about right here is okay. And then you look and you think about it, because see how all the papers are forward? Okay. So maybe I will move mine just forward a little bit above that, right there. And then you got to cut all of that, okay? And the best way to do that is to get your ruler, do like that, tap them down, make sure that they're all in there together, and then reclip and then cut. Then this becomes the template for the other ones that you have to cut. Okay? And so you do the same thing. You line it up against a line, and then you line this up against a line according to where you want that to be. And so you got to back it up so you can have a line for your ruler and a line for your mark. And once you have that, then you can start to cut. This looks a little bit over, all right? And then I'm going to cut here. Because it's the edge, it's going to do that. All these curls can happen. All right. And same thing, go slow. Be careful. All right. And then I hear that it's all the way through in the middle, but not at the top. Okay. And then we got that. Okay. And it's okay if you got these little stray pieces. Just pull them off. Push them to the side. And keep going. So now this is your template. Like this. And you don't have to do all that measuring again. You do it one time, and now you know. You put this on here. Make sure it's nice and flat. And it is. And then you put this one on here. And then make sure all of them are together. Okay? And get your pencil, which is right here. And then you come over and you mark it here. When you mark it there, you roll it around nice and slow. Like that. And that's how you do it. And then here, you gotta take that off and that off. And then you mark this one here. And when you mark that there, then that's all you need. You take this one, put this back on so they can stay in place. And then you take this, put the big clip at the bottom. Put that one on. And then you may be able to cut all the way through. You may. It depends. Do you have a sharp enough blade? Are you focused? Okay? And sometimes you can and sometimes you cannot. But you still got to put this thing up against a line and make sure you're not over your line, but at your line, top and bottom. And this time I'm going to stand up because I need to make sure that I can cut it. Can y'all see real good? Let me pull this over. Okay, like so. And all of those are together. And now I'm going to just start cutting here. It's a lot to cut. It might not be the ideal thing. If you want to do each one at a time, you can. But if not, you just go slow. Just go slow. We're not racing. We won't need to race. The papers will slide off. You can pull them if you can. And if not, let's put this up a little bit. Make sure. And this, I think I'm having a problem because my green part is closer to my, let me take it apart because I don't want to mess my papers up. All right, let's put this on here. My green part keeps butting up against my ruler, and I don't want it to throw it off. So if you feel that, you should probably wait and separate so that, where's my, I used them on my other one. It's okay. That's why I bought another pack or something. I have all kinds of things. But these I'm using on another project, and they're not right here. So when I was in Dollar Tree yesterday, I said, get another pack. They only cost $1.50 for these clips. And then we'll move that over, and we will put this right at the edge, and we will keep cutting right at the edge, because this plastic piece is still up against this, and this one almost finished anyway. Okay. Okay. Let me just keep on cutting. It's okay. Somebody might say, are you cutting your mat? These mats are called self-healing mats. So even though you cut through them, you can feel where the blade was. But after a couple minutes or an hour or something like that, you can't feel it no more. Okay? So I'm just getting all of the shavings because it was probably shaving like that because it was all of them stacked up, you know. But it's okay. We just keep on keeping on. All right, and then we pull all these off when we get to it. It'll be fine. And then we're going this way, right up against this line. And wait, we need that at the line. Okay. And right here. Okay. And then this way. Okay. It looks like it's not even to me. That's what it looks like, but we'll see in a sec. Okay. This part is so thick. This is off, but this part keeps not being cut at the top. Y'all hear the plastic keep hitting the ruler? That's what that is. Okay, so now we got that. Let's see. Let's see, is it even? And they are even. It looked like it wasn't, but it is. Okay, good job. Good job, Joanne. Okay, so now we got two more. And we're going to take this one and we're going to do just this one first. This one. I'm going to sit back down now because it's hard for me to stand up and be leaning. Move this up. It's hard on my back. All right, let's see. All right, I just want to pencil this just so I can see where it's supposed to be because it's cut but not all the way through. Okay, so we're at 14. We'll stay at 14. All right, I'll try to get it as straight as I can. All right, and then all the way through. Alright, so now we got that. Hold it. Okay. Alright, but this end is not all the way off. And if that happens, you just have to start there and be on the paper, not on that ruler, and keep on cutting. And keep on cutting. You almost finish it. Almost. Okay. Now, I think this looks like it's still a piece in the middle. I'm trying to still get it. Okay. Now we got that. And then, I know y'all, it's a long process, right? It's a long process. That's what we're talking about. This stuff ain't easy. It's not easy at all. It's right there. We're going to put it up here so we can see it. And then we got to put this over here somewhere. Okay. And then put that there. Yeah. These things take a lot of work, but they come out beautifully. If you focus on how you want to put it together, they come out beautifully. It's a lot of work though, as you can see. Okay, and then we have one more. We have one more, and it is here. I can see that mark there, so we will start with that one. Let's move it up. And let's see, I can see it here. Okay. It might help if I make it a little bit darker so I won't go over. All right. All right, let's see. Let's see. I will put this here and put this here. A little bit more. It's hard to really see it like sitting down for me because I ain't a pro with this thing, but I try to make it neat, right? Because you want it to be neat. But this ruler to me is not even to me. But I'm going to put this up here and move this one up a little bit right there and cut. It could be just the angle that I'm setting on because I'm not setting right in front of it. I'm on an angle, so maybe that's why it looks that way to me. I'm not sure. This one is off, but the top is not. Okay. And then we'll have to measure to get this. All right. And we will measure. Okay. And put this one here. All right. That should be it. All right. Let's see. This one all kind of frilly, right? All kind of frilly. Okay, it's okay. As long as we get it straight, that's all that matters. No matter how this looks or whatever. We only going for a straight cut, even, and safe. That's all we're going for. We're not going for perfection of any sort. Just straight and even and safe. Okay? As even as we can get it. Because this is dangerous work too. When you got to do this part, this is dangerous. This is nothing to play with. You got to focus on this. So, we want to focus because this knife is a razor. Okay, some people call it a box cutter, okay? It's dangerous. You got to be careful. So I will just keep chipping away at it until I get all of the little stuff off. Okay, sweep it right onto the floor until I'm done. And then we sweep and clean up. All right. We're chipping this paper so it can be straight. Okay. looks all right. It looks all right. It's a little bit, but it's okay. We got it. We got it. We got it. Phew. My finger is like, help me. Yes, it's all flat and it's sore too. But we got it. It's not easy work, y'all. It's not easy work. It is not. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? That's what we have. This one has no clip on it now. Let's put it here. And let's put this one here. And let's put this one here. It's okay. We get all these things off as we go. All right. Wait, what's happening here? Is that uneven? That is uneven. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on, babes. This one is taller than the rest. Let me see. We got to make sure. We got to make sure. Wait a minute. This one looks tall. This one looks short. Let's see. Let's smooth these clips because maybe they throwing us off. Let's see what we really got. Oh, yeah, we got some uneven. Do you see that? We have some uneven. Okay. We got some uneven. So this one is definitely too tall. That's for sure. So I have to cut that. That is for sure. Okay? So we're not done yet. We're not out these woods. Not quite. Okay? But we can fix that. We can fix it. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut again. All right, go slow. We are not in a hurry. Just go slow. Okay. 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 All right, remove those. And all right, we almost. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's move this out of the way. And let's see what we got. It looks like it's all cut, but it still looks like a lot of straggly pieces. It's not real flush. That's what I'm saying. Okay. All right, we getting there. Okay, I think we got it. Oh, let's see. We're still getting something. All right. Okay, I still see something there. I hope I'm not messing it up. But just getting it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's okay. These pieces not off yet, though. These pieces are not off yet. Okay. Okay. Still not off. I'm going to use my scissor because I don't want to mess it up. All right, that's good. Now, there should be, it's still like a bevel or something like that in there. I'm not sure why, but we're not going to play with the knife all night because I don't want to hurt myself trying to make it perfect. So that's where we at with that. Move these because we can use these for something, and all this stuff here can go on the floor. All right, close this. Now push, this is a safety lock. Push that up, slide that down, then pull that down. And that's how you keep that safe and everything. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, and one still is a little bit up. Let's see. One still is a little bit up. It's right here. And I'm not even going to do any more than to cut it right here. That's all I'm going to do. Just going to, because this cut is up a little bit right on this edge, and I can see that is over. It's probably the same one that I was saying. This looks like I'm setting on the wrong angle maybe because it don't look even. And this is probably that one I was looking at. Okay. All right, got that edge off. And that's what we got off. And then, better. Yay! You see it? It's better. It's still a little bevel in that one, but it's okay. It don't have to be perfect. And these all four will live there like this and like this. And it's okay, just like that. So let us get ready to sew them in. That won't take very long at all because we already measured them down. So now we only need to set them where we want to sew them. So we have almost even as we can, top and bottom. Unlike this is very thin and that one is a little wider, it's okay. So we will make sure that these papers look about that width and about this width. So we're going to do that, and we're going to take a marker, not a pencil, and we're going to make sure we have enough space to sew. And we're going to mark it here like this across all four. And then in the middle, we're sliding, don't slide. Stay in place. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Then it's still sliding. And then we're going here. Like that. And then just go back over it. And then here, we're going. We're sliding. Y'all are sliding. I need y'all not to slide. But we wouldn't slide if you would pinned us together. You didn't pin us together. We want to play. Okay. All right, so I got the bottom one, and I will follow the bottom one across. Okay. And that's what we do with that. Okay. And then we'll start here and pin the rest of them together so they don't get away from us. And then we will open this one up to the middle like that. And then we know where we're going to sew. Where's my other clip? We have this one here, and then this one over here. And then we have these dots here. And so for that, we're going to punch with this again. With the same 1/8 punch, we're going to come in here and look for the dot. Before you punch, make sure you see the dot and hold on. Nope, it's too high up. Let's see. Too high over. It's a hard punch. Okay. And I gotta make sure. If you punch it the wrong way, it'll be a problem. And then we're gonna turn it. And we're gonna punch on top of this one. Okay. So now that's one. I'm gonna unclip this one. Clip it back over here. And back down here. And we're going to punch over here. And then right here. Then flip. And right. Hold on. Right there. Okay. Then we're going to get this one. We'll open this one up. And put this out here. And put one over here. And punch. Is that one? Let's see. Nope, not a one. The fold in there is not that may be great. It's not on there. I think that's it. Yes, I got it. And then, let's see here. It's a little bit over. Okay. And then, one more. And these signatures are 20 sheets of paper, which means it's like 40, right? Because front and back. And maybe 80 if it's inside and out. Who in the world knows, right? That's what I'm thinking. And it's 4 signatures, so that's going to be a pretty sizable book. Wait, no. It's pushing the paper. Is that it? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no. No, 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 no. See? It's over here. No, I thought it was it. I got to go over there. And that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. So now I don't want to punch with this on here because I need to make sure that I get it. And this is how you use the awl. You just have to use it and twist it and go slow because you don't want it to poke you and you don't want it to be a problem. So now I'm going to use this so I can know to use this hole and this hole because that is where my real hole should be. Okay, sometimes that happens. You gotta be ready for those little inconveniences and things. Okay, all right. I thought it was there, but it was not there. It was not, and this one is not that visible. So let's make sure we see it. Okay, this is okay. All right, then now we done moved the paper around because we didn't clip it. All right, then we'll clip, and then we will put another clip. Where is it at? Oh, you didn't take one out. Okay, well now we got one. And then we will punch. Hold on. No, you're not on. You're not on. Okay. And then, all right. Let's see. Yep. And then one more. All right. And then we're going to get it right. Right here. Nope. No. Right. Nope. See, I bone folded these papers and that outer crease is real sharp and it's puffy. And it's not letting me get on there. Let's see. Wait, slide. That looks like it. I hope that's it. Please be it. Yes. All right. Y'all, I said this is not easy work. Didn't I tell y'all? I warned you. I said it's nothing easy about it, okay? Nothing. Okay. It's fun, but it ain't easy. So this is wax thread, and I'm using brown because I always use my yellowish looking one, but you know, I'm using this. That one looks like this, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this because we made like a faux leather type of cover. So let me see. You got to do this 3 times. 1, that's 2, and then 3. So that should be enough to do 1 sewing. Now put the needle up here. Yes, I did. It's right here. This is a blunt needle. It don't have a sharp point. Don't take for granted you can't hurt yourself. You can, but it doesn't have a sharp point. Okay? You just thread it through. Don't tie anything together. When I first learned, I was like, how you gonna sew something ain't tied together? We're going in the middle first, okay? And when we go in the middle, then we have to go in the middle of the spine. You have to make sure you're at your top. There's my little T for my top. And then we're going to start at the last signature. The last one is the hole closest to the back of the spine. go through, and you can go top or bottom at the last hole. And it's crucial that you pay attention to where you sewing it, because if you do the wrong thing, you got to undo it and do it again. And then you go across the middle down to the bottom in the last hole. Make sure you get all your papers. And then once you come through there, you got to go back in the middle last hole. And you got to make sure you got all your papers. Try not to pierce that thread. And then come through. See how you going to pierce it, because for whatever reason, it can pierce the thread, even not having a sharp point. And then you put one of the strings under the cord and one over top. Go back, hold your tails, look and pull. See how I pulled that because it was puffed up? And then you pull them tight, but don't tear the paper. Tie it and then tie it backwards so that it can make a box knot. Okay? And then that make it not unravel because it's a wax thread. Okay? And that's it. Pull them together, pull that down, take this off, fold this over, bring that with you, fold this over, and then you can press. You can use a bone folder. I don't, because I don't want to tear my paper. And now that's laying flat. Now we do the next one. Okay? My next one is going to be, I'm taking this one off because I need to make sure I use that hole. Okay? Although this looks like this hole is okay, but it's all the way over there, so I don't want to use it. We need 3 times the thread. That's 1, 2, 3. And then cut that off. Where's the scissor? It's right here. And then put that in the needle, which is somewhere amongst this trash. Okay, let's pick this book up for a second. The needle is somewhere. There it is. Okay, and then we put this in here again. Have a nice enough long tail. Go in the middle hole again. Make sure you got all the papers. If you wiggle your needle, it'll find all the hole in all of that paper. Go to the next hole right beside the signature we just put in. Doesn't matter. First time I went up the top. This time I'll go down the bottom because it doesn't matter which way. And then I want to go through this pink because that's the one that I needed to be piercing. And that was with the awl, so it's a little bit tighter. Now I'm going across the middle all the way back up the top. Wiggle my needle so I can get all my papers. Go to that second top hole. And then come through. Pull that tail with you. And then go back through the middle hole on that third, or yeah, that's the third row if we're looking at it from the top. So, see how that came off? But just, it's okay. Just take your time. Take your time. We're not rushing. Put this one under here. It's the longest. It's okay. And then you just pull the string in the middle until you find, see, it's pulling the long string. And then you pull this one till it gets even. Now it's even. And you go back and check. Make sure it's nice and flat. Do the same thing with the tie. Pull it firm so it can be tight like a regular knot. And then go backwards and tie it. If you got to turn your book upside down, that'll be okay, as long as you tie it backwards. And then you can take this one off and then bring this with you. That's how I do mine. Fold this over and press. I press the paper, not the spine. Okay, and now that's flat. Now we got two to do. All right, so I'm gonna take this one off again, and we're gonna get 3 times the thread. 1, 2, and 3. And let's find that needle again. Put that in there. Nice little tail. Go through the middle. We always starting through the middle. And then go in the middle second hole. Okay? And then either way, top or bottom. And then you gotta look, flip your book all around. You saw how I slid that? Yes, you gotta slide that thing around so you can find the top hole. Use your needle to find all the papers. And then come across the middle again. I'm pulling my thread so it can be right in the middle of the book. And then go across the bottom and out the second bottom hole. Turn it around again. And then come in. I sound like I'm teaching somebody. I'm learning something. I'm sharing what I learned. That's all. And then go in the middle. And then don't pierce the thread. And come in, pull gently so you can get your thread in. If it comes out over there, you got to go out and get it and re-thread the needle and bring it back in with you. Pull it through if you have to. Take that off and put one underneath here again. And then pull. So let's lay down, go check. Pull the trash out. Okay. And then one is under on either side and tie regular and tie backwards. Okay, pull a knot good, turn it around, pull it down like that. These are down like so. And then, where's the last one? It's wax thread, so I like to play. And then pull this over free. Come on over, press this. Okay, just press that. Take this one off. And then we got the last one. The last one. The last one. Okay. And then it don't matter. I took it off that side. It doesn't matter what side. You take it off. It matters if you put fun papers in. If you put fun papers in, you got to know what orientation the paper's going to be. So if you put it in here like this, and when you open it and you start flipping through and your paper upside down, you got to take that whole signature out and go, cut the, how you going to take it out? You can go right to the middle and cut this knot. And when you cut that knot, pull that string out and go reorient your paper or turn your signature around and then get a piece of thread, put that needle in, and re-sew it back in. But this all plain paper, so it doesn't matter what side that's going to really be on because it's all plain. One, because we're not giving out fun papers to a gentleman who don't maybe understand our paper, okay? We're doing that. 3. Okay. And then our needle is where? Up here, I thought I put it, yes. And then, and I'm going to leave my table a mess like this. And I'm going upstairs and get myself cleaned up and get ready for bed after I sweep my floor. Because I can't leave this trash on my floor because that's not okay. And my cats will be having a good time. We ain't having that. So we put this in the middle. Just slide it. Okay. It wasn't going easily. But if you keep wiggling, it'll find its way through all of the paper. And then we're going down the bottom. Last signature, last hole, which will be the first signature. And then in through here, And then pull this so you can find that tail. Some people tape it in with a little piece of washi tape or masking tape. Don't use scotch. Don't use that. Use washi or masking, and then you'll be able to pick it up off the paper without it pulling your paper. Okay, so now out through the top, and then, oh, hold on. Okay, then through that middle one again. And then we got to open the book and go find it, because that's how you got to do it sometimes. When it gets to be a lot, pull slow so your cord can come in there. And then take that off now. Put this up because I'm finished sewing and put it right in the corner of my box. It slid down, but I'll get it. I know where it's at. I'll leave it on the table. Okay, now one under either side. Go check. Get the trash. You won't have trash because you will clean up. Okay, and then tie. And then, I don't know which way I went, but we're going to go this way. It's a nice knot. Okay, and then we're going this way on this trash, and then bring this over with you again and press. Just press the paper. I don't press my spine. I said that, okay? Press my paper, and now we have that. Take this off. All of these tails can hang down here. You can tie them in a bow. It's not for a lady, so I'm not going to tie them in a bow. You're going to have to understand this pink. Let me just go ahead and put a black dot right here. Okay. That might help them out a little bit. Okay. Well, I got two holes right here because I'm not a professional. Okay. It's okay. And then that's what we have. And then, because it's for a gentleman, you can trim all of these extra cord pieces like that. I thought I was going to have time for, for a bookmark, but I don't have time for a bookmark because I got to put the whole bookmark together. So this is cool though. So this is what we made tonight out of a piece of craft paper, and I'm going to go ahead and put the Mod Podge on and let it dry. Open face like that. So two signatures down like that. Okay? Like that. And then, and I'm going to let my Mod Podge dry so you can see what it looks like, or else I will do it off the screen. So this is Mod Podge. This was $17 at Amazon, 16, whatever it was. And I had it for a while. It's like a thick white glue with water in it. Something like that. That's my understanding. But when it dries, it's, pretty cool. So let's get a paintbrush. A sponge is what I use. Let's see where my sponge at. I gotta get up to get it. I gotta get up to get my sponge. All right, so this is, these come in a pack of 3 or 4, whatever. Don't wet it too much. Don't put it in water because it's like paper or thin cardboard or something on the inside, and it has a little hole in it. So if you let it get wet, I imagine that's going to be a problem. So I don't let mine get too wet. I'll just rinse it out, squeeze it out, dry it in a paper towel, and then let it stand up in the cup so it can air dry. So I've been using this one a couple of times. I just spritzed it with some water so that it can, you know what I'm saying, be wet already. And then we got this, and we can just get this off of here first. Everything like that, okay? And then you can get a little bit and just brush this on. and it looks like wet white glue. And then put this on here, like so. No fancy to it, just put it on there. I'm not going to do my spine right now, I'm just going to do my cover because I don't want my spine to have a problem and I need to focus and do it in between and not have it on my strings. So I'm just going to do my covers and then I will focus and use maybe a thin paintbrush with a point or something and go in between on the paper so that my strings will be okay. Okay? That's all you need. It's a little bit of Mod Podge, and it doesn't matter which way you go. You can go up and down and across, whatever. It's still going to show you that you painted some glue on there. It's going to have a little sheen to it and everything. And it's going to be okay. All right? Put this on here, and it's going to dry, and it's going to be good. I'm going around the edges so that it can make sure that with handling the book, it don't tear the paper off in some kind of way. All right, and then we'll put that on there like that and brush it into the cracks with the sponge and just smooth it all out and everything, and that's it. That's all you need. And then I'll put something like this under it so it don't stick to my paper. Okay, I'm gonna slide over and let's do this side. Okay, and then same thing. Same thing. First going up and down because we want to put it on there and get it in the grooves. Let it start its way before you start smushing it up and down and all around. And you got to do that gently because you know it's paper that's on top of some glue already. And we don't want to get it going to a way where it's going to maybe rip. We don't want to do that. All right. Then go up. And up and down. And then go around the edges. And around these edges too. It's running over there. I want to get on my cord. Might be fine, but in my thinking, I can't remember if I saw somebody painted over top of that cords like that. So I ain't going to do it. Because my thinking is it might be stiff and it might present a problem. So I don't want to do that. See the wrinkles moving a little bit, if you can see it. There's a piece of this thread from this fabric sticking out. Stick that right on down with this glue, because that's what this is, a glue base type of situation. But the finish dries too like a matte. It don't be real glossy at all. All right. And then that's that. So we got around the edges and everything. Okay. And I'm going to put another ink pad. Where's my other ink pad? Right here. Under here. And then it'll just, you know what I mean? That one is wider. Let me see. Let me get this same size so it won't hump over, but it'll just be flat. I want to do this edge of this. just the edge. And then that part is done. Give it some kind of a grounding or whatever. Let it know that what we're doing is trying to preserve you, keep you going in the right direction. Okay? All right, so that's where we at. And we will do this part with a brush. Okay? All right, so that's what we have tonight. And I thank you all for hanging out with me in this process. I got to glue. It's going to take, I should do it now. Let me just, let me just do it now. Because when I come back, I'm looking for a nice circular type of corner. Yeah, like this. Because when I come back, I will still have to do that. And I don't want to have to do it when I come back. Because I want to put the thing together and be finished with it. I got another project to work on. So I put a little water in my hand just to get this together. And I'm going to spray this thing here. I'm putting this extra water, let it sop up in here. Because I don't want the glue to get hard while I'm still trying to do a thing. Okay? All right. Because you can't set this in water and leave it like you can do a regular paintbrush. So I make it nice and wet, set it on the glue bag, and dry my hand out. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this little bit. Not like it's a little bit, but I'm going to do it so that it can all dry together. Okay? Come on down here. And in between. See what I mean? I just want to, put it on the paper, but not on these cords, really. That's all. That's what I'm just trying to do. It's almost like what you call curing the paper. So that's what. Then when I'm ready to start decorating, I got all of the stuff all the way up here on this table already, but we can get to the bookmark because this was a long process with trying to make the faux leather and all of that. Now we're curing it in some kind of way so it can be nice. Okay? All right, that should be good. It don't have to be all perfect and everything. Just try to protect it and everything so they can be nice and last a while. And what I do want to do is put it around the holes and everything so that it can be good. A little bit here, a little bit more here. All right, and hopefully that won't, oh man, I mean do that. It should be okay though. Right, so let's try and pull this up here. And then we can say we are done with the Mod Podge. Okay? Yes, this should be fine. Okay? Got some around the holes, just go around the edge of this book, under here, and around here. And that's that. Okay, now that's that. And you see what's happening to this side over here. It's getting dry already. So that's that. And I'm finished with this. I don't have to use this again. Smart move to do that. All right, guys. So thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of the people who peeped in and hung out and stayed and, commented. Vegan, thank you. How you doing? And so I'm getting this going, and I'm going to come back tomorrow and decorate some of these pages. Not all of them, but some of them. I got stickers, I got reinforcements, I got a few things over there, a couple types of washi tape that might be, having a little masculine feel to it. So tomorrow I'm going to clean up my messy table, but right now I'm going to sweep my floor, and I'm going to head up so I can get ready for bed and get ready for work tomorrow. Okay, so thanks guys for hanging out with me, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great night, great morning, great afternoon, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Push the subscribe button. Thanks, guys. Peace.